One thing I think you should always make time for is a little bit of practice that comes from yourself, that comes from within. So it's away from PCs, books, everything else. It's just sitting with your guitar, trying to say something about yourself. That's what you're kind of trying to discover once all the technicalities are out the way. It's the thing that makes you different from everybody else. And this kind of thing helps you discover yourself in that way. Just sitting down, strumming some chords without anybody telling you what you should or you shouldn't do. And I still try and find time to do that. Because that's a kind of really creative process in a way. Opportunity to just let go and try and just enjoy yourself, really, I suppose. Okay, so with that in mind then, let's take a look at one of the many ways in which we can bring about this type of practice whereby we can just go somewhere and sit with the guitar and explore a few things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an open tuning for this lesson, and it's an open E tuning, and so this involves raising the pitch of some of the strings. Okay, now this is where you need to be careful. You have been warned, I'm just going to tell you. So when we raise the pitch of the strings, okay, so we tighten up the string, we need to ensure that we do it quite slowly and just little by little rather than just a great big turn, because that usually results in your strings snapping. Okay, so just little by little when you're just tuning up. I mean, some tunings you'll tune down, so it's not so much of a problem. But when we raise the pitch, we need to be careful to just do it little by little, okay? Now then, so if you're not too sure about this kind of tuning, we just change 3 of the strings, okay? The E stays the same, and the B stays the same. But this G is now a G sharp. So that's what you're looking to get. I'll play that a couple of times for you. So you have to tune up a semitone for this. One more time. Okay. And then we tune this D string up a whole tone to an E. Sounds like that. And then the 5th string, which is normally an A, we tune up a tone just like the last one, and this time it's a B, so we're looking to get that. Okay, and the E stays the same. Now, there's a number of reasons why I chose doing this with an open tuning. One of the reasons is that we can forget about kind of all this down, up, down, down. If you're a regular watcher of my videos, you'll know I'm not really an advocate of that. But if it works for you, then obviously that's fine. But it kind of robs you of a little bit of creativity in a sense, okay? So it's important to maybe pay a little bit of attention to developing this side of your playing. Now, it affords us the ability to be able to do that when we're in an open tuning, because now we've tuned that to an open E chord effectively. Okay, so we don't even need a left hand just to start getting some ideas with our right. So it allows us to just be very free and not think too much about what our left hand's doing, because it doesn't need to be doing anything at this stage. So you can explore all the kind of rhythms that you want, you know, and this is well worth spending some time doing. So hopefully you'll follow up on this. You don't have to do what I'm doing, but more perhaps discover your own rhythms and things like that. But either way, you can forget about all this down, up, up, down thing, and you can just come up with your own ideas. So that is now an E chord. Okay, now another position to play an E chord in this tuning is if we go to the 3rd fret, 3rd string, and we play that string there, and then on the 4th fret we play the 4th string. Okay, so kind of same thing. It's an E chord. And if we want to get even more fancy, what we can do is take this 3rd finger and put it on the 5th fret, 5th string, and put our pinky down on the 2nd string of the 5th fret and play. Okay, that's another E chord, okay? So there's 3 different ways to play the E. The fancy way, take these 2 off and we still have a nice E, and take them all off and we have our E. Okay, now with this tuning it means that wherever we make a bar, it becomes a major chord. Okay, so if we place it on the 5th fret, then we have an A, and so that is an A major. Okay, now another way we can play an A is to go up to the 8th fret and play the 3rd string, the 9th fret and play the 4th string, the 10th fret, play the 5th string, and again on the 10th fret we can play the 2nd string. Okay, and we just play from the 5th down to the 2nd string for that. You can play the bottom string as well if you want to. And then if you move that up to, we have a B chord. Okay, a B chord. And so if you remember, if we go on the 5th fret, we've got an A major. Well, again, if we move that up to, we've got a B, which is what you'll be familiar with if you've played bar chords before. That, you know, if we were playing a B in normal tuning, it would look like that, yeah? And an A would look like that. So we're just taking these off and we're left with the major. A major, B major. Okay? So we have plenty of variation there. And so just to show you one other thing, like a substitute chord for the A is this chord here, and that's just on the 1st fret, 3rd string, and on the 2nd fret we play the 5th string. That's a nice kind of type of A substitution. And if we move it up 2 frets again, we have like a B. So, you know, with all of those chords that we've just looked at, we can, the idea might be to just get a rhythm going and feel kind of free and easy about what it can be. Just make it your own. This A substitution. Back to our E. And we can go to our B one. Back to our A and E. Just do that shape again to the B, the A and the E. Now let's try our other A. 5th fret and an E again. Let's try that A again. And maybe B. Just move it up to. So there you see, there's quite a lot to have a think about, and you can kind of just use your own techniques. Try and have some subtlety in what you're playing, you know, just try and have a bit of light and shade. So you may, you know, and not to, you can also finger pick. mix it with a strum. Okay, so there shouldn't be any limitations on how because it's just basically about experimentation, really. That's what you're looking to do, and just kind of do some different things that you might not ordinarily do. So, as I say, there's quite a few chords there, so perhaps you can go away with those and experiment with them, you know, sliding them, as well as playing them straight and hammering on, maybe, you know, so you have like a and you can slide obviously into B. Maybe vary it, so you do a little bit of strumming and a little bit of picking. So, you know, not only are we kind of getting very creative here, but we're also improving our right hand, you know, giving it the freedom to just do what feels natural. And, you know, the left hand, you can just experiment, you know, with different things. Now, in the beginning of this video, I started playing a slide after a while and things like that. Now, if any of you are interested in that side of things, then drop me a line down below, and perhaps I could do another lesson covering some ideas around those chords and things. But, you know, I don't want to give you too much to think about, you know, because like I was been saying in previous videos, it can just be too much. There's plenty there to kind of develop some really nice rhythms, and then, you know, if a lot of people get back to me saying they'd like to have a look at the slide and the possibilities there, then perhaps we can take a look at that also. So I hope that helps you guys, and it's great to see you again. All the usual stuff applies. Hopefully you know by now, you know, that if you enjoyed the video, perhaps you could click on the like or the subscribe. And if you'd like to support me in any way, there are some links down below where you can do that. And I look forward to seeing you soon with another video. So take care.